I wonder if they're getting ready to swarm. There's some nice pollen going in there. Wow, look at that. Now this came from a swarm a year ago. Well, a little bit more. It was June 6th, I think, when they swarmed in here. And I had tried a couple little swarms by dropping them in through the top, and they stayed a couple days and left, and then I thought, okay, well, that's the end of that. But I'd gone on an overnight trip a weekend, June 6th, and when I came back, there was a whole bunch of bees in there. It was just so awesome. Now, I'm just wondering where those bees came from, because I think the cranberry bees were already gone. And I had talked to a guy up the road from me who said he lost bees just about that time. Those were bees that he had gotten from Old Soul in Cave Junction. And I think those were special bees, like they're supposed to be hygienic or Russian or something like that. He said he lost his bees about that time. I'm just wondering if I got them. That would be pretty neat. They're less than a mile away. But they have been awesome bees because they built up real fast, built up comb about 20 inches long in 2 months, and then they swarmed. They swarm and they lit into this plum tree up here. And we had just gotten back from visiting our daughter and granddaughter. My wife looks out the window and she says, "Is that a brown spot in that tree, or is that a swarm?" And this was like August. We did not want to have another swarm, and we came out here and sure enough that was a swarm, and we didn't know what to do with it because we didn't have any more places for bees. But so we let the bees sort of take care of themselves. They hung in that tree for a couple days, and then they swarmed into Beebeard over here. Beebeard had just been emptied out, and I was going to let it be empty. I was going to let the wax moth comes in and have the wax moths clean out all the old comb in there, just do the whole natural process thing. But I saw a bald-faced hornet staring out at me right out of this. Let's see, it was either this this vent here or this one down here. I'm not sure which one, but I read up on bald-faced hornets, and they're not anything that you really want to have near the garden. You know, I think they probably get a bad rap, but still, what I read was that they can overwinter in a log, and I didn't want that, so we decided to clean this one out, get all the comb out of there and scorch out the inside, clean out the quilt box, which is up in here, and set it back up. And as luck would have it, the bees came off that plum tree, which is behind this bamboo, and settled into this log hive right here, and that was called Beebeard is Back. If you want to go on the internet, you can look that up. I got pretty much the whole deal. I got the scout bees, and I got the waggle dance, and I got them. I didn't get the lift off, but I got them flying over this bamboo, and as they were flying over, they started going overshooting, and I just knew, oh man, they're gonna go over to this corner and disappear over there in the woods, because I had seen that happen before, and I thought, okay. But they just overshot a little bit, and then they came down and started circling and circling the entrance to be there here, and then they just sort of peaceably went in, and the whole thing only took about 15 minutes. Now I got to show you my new log hive, and you can kind of see it. You can see the golden color in there. Maybe you can't. I'm going to walk over here, and so you can just see. Okay, this is the new hive to be, I should say. It's not really a hive yet. It's a place for a hive. It's hollowed out on the inside. And the grandkids, those are my grandkids, the entrance to the hive is through their mouth. So we're hoping that we can do the natural thing again and have the bees go in there. And if they don't go in there, it's just going to be kind of pretty for the summer yard art.